it's our mindset. If you have a perception or a belief that that journey is going to be one that's limited in some sort of a decline, that's exactly the way it's going to be. Yeah. That I truly believe that if you keep your mind open to possibilities, be curious, be passionate, start small, and you can improve every single aspect of your life, from fitness to nutrition to how you think. You need to surrender to sleep. It has to be sacred. So if you're looking at your BlackBerry or looking at a computer, that and then trying to sleep, your brain is still wired. So you need some decompression time to signal your body that you are going to this next journey. One of the worst things to do if you do wake up is to look at the clock, because we subtract the number of hours we have left. First of all, we become agitated that we're awake.
Sure. Absolutely,
so
that keeps us from sleeping even more.
It makes us anxious. And
yeah,
it's
exactly. So if you do get up to go to the bathroom, you have to pretend that someone has removed your brain and you are incapable of thinking. And then you go to the bathroom, come back, and you can actually slip back into that sleep stage that you were in. It all starts with our brain. Our thoughts, our perceptions, our beliefs, our past experiences, our worries, and the brain doesn't know the difference between real thoughts and real things happening and imagining and worst case scenarios. And so the question you mentioned about distress, those are the events that are not within our power to change, things out of our control. The illness of a loved one. These are very challenging situations to deal with. But most of us in our day-to-day tend to distort and think in an irrational way, which causes us great pain and suffering. They end up coming to my office because they come in with, let's say, neck pain or back pain. But when I start becoming a detective and trying to figure out what the real issues are, they're either work-life balance issues or stress. And I'd like to add that there's no such thing as a stress-free life, because life without stress is death. We have to have stress. It gets us out of bed in the morning. It's how you interpret what is going on. And as you mentioned, you can give two people the same event, one copes, one falls apart. How is that possible? It's all in here.
It's all in the brain. So a great tip for someone who might be the type to distress and take the same stress and not deal with it as calmly. Any tips on what they could do?
Yes. What you can do is a technique called disputation, where you start arguing with your distorted thoughts by saying, is this true? Am I jumping to conclusions? Am I catastrophizing? What is the evidence for my believing this? Is there another way of looking at this? And you keep peeling away the layers, and you find out that if you are saying, oh, I'm always having this difficulty, or things are always falling apart, or I'm never going to blah, 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 when you say always and never, that's one of those distorted thoughts.
Of course.
And it triggers cortisol, which is the most important but can be destructive stress hormone. And you live in the what's called fight or flight sympathetic nervous system, which is fine if you have to get out of the way of danger. But what if you're sitting at your desk and thinking about 10 things at once? And you want to get into the parasympathetic, regenerative, healing, restorative system where all good things take place. And you do that through breathing.
Elaine, one of the things I wanted to ask you is about you're called a life doctor, and so the L.I.F.E. is an acronym for what exactly?
It was something I created because I don't believe in work-life balance. I think it is a myth, another thing to make us feel guilty. And I came up with L.I.F E, which stands for love, inner being, fitness, and energy. And the question to ask is, what have I done for my life today? It is a daily check-in that people can do to see that they are living more of a balanced life than they think they are. They need to give themselves credit. So how it would work, it would be, I had lunch with a girlfriend today, so that's L. Or I hugged my kids, or I took my dog for a walk. It could be a pet, or I did something for the community. So it's all about connectedness, healthy relationships. The I, inner being, is about the things that nurture your spirit, your soul, that make your eyes moist. And that could be meditation, breathing, gratitude, reflection,
Singing, dancing.
Anything that touches your spirit. Fitness is self-explanatory. The E is individual. It's anything that you think would give you energy. So nutrition, a great sleep, which is so important for us. Touch, listening to music, something like that. So you might say, well, I had a great breakfast today, or I went to bed 15 minutes earlier. Well, you've had your mind stimulated. Now it's time for the body. I'd like everyone to stand up. And this is perfect. Drop your notes. This is a perfect routine that you can do in your office, stretching in a confined space. We are going to stretch these muscles, the trapezius. These are also nicknamed the worry muscles. All our tension is stored in here. Doing shoulder shrugs, great big circles back. Just get all that tension out. You know, the expression, I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, that's where it goes. And now the other direction. Just get all that tension out. In your office, on the floor, close the door. Look what you can do. You can do the plank in a suit. You can talk on the telephone. Hi, how are you? Yes, yeah, I'm really busy. It's amazing. And think of the core work you're doing. You could, you could do emails with one hand, check your BlackBerry, bring your leg up. There's no excuse. You can do everything in your office. So enjoy, and I hope you feel better. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine.
Thanks.